pleasure of introducing our third and final spoken word artist of the evening. Lord Stephen Minter is a spoken word artist from the South Side of Chicago who uses poetry as a vehicle for testimony and social change. Lawrence holds a BA in sociology with cum laude honors from Cornell University. While at Cornell, he was initiated into the Alpha chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated in the fall of 2018. Lawrence was later selected as the class of 2021's Convocation Poet. Lawrence subsequently earned his Master's of Education from the Harvard Graduate School of Education and currently serves as a high school advisor and teaching artist with the Academy Group, where he helps students realize their educational and creative capacities. Introducing Arthur Minter.
Thank you. Well, first and foremost, thank you to the Alpha Mu brothers for this wonderful event. It is just an honor to be a part of tradition and to know that this event has gone on for 41 years. Hats off to everyone who had a hand in this. In this life, I have been blessed and fortunate enough through hard work, faith, and the faith of God to attend some of the most prestigious and remarkable institutions on this earth. Places with big names like Cornell and Harvard. Unfortunately, I didn't go to Northwestern. Where much of my intellectual and pedagogical frameworks have been refined and expanded. But by far the most formative education came from Rudyard Kipling Elementary School. Kipling was a place that embraced the fine arts, and because of that, I picked up on many things early on. I joined the drama club in kindergarten. I played the violin for 3 years, and music class was bomb. How could I forget that musical genius, Miss Bridges? Now, you know they say some teachers don't play, but Miss Bridges played it all. She was talented across multiple instruments, and she was so prolific that she decided to teach us how to read music. I remember 3 things. First, there was the treble clef and the bass clef. Now, a clef is a symbol that lets you know what notes the lines and spaces represent on a given sheet of music. For example, a treble clef is for high-pitched voices and instruments like the trumpet, guitar, and violin, and then the bass clef is for the lower pitches, like the double bass, the bass guitar, and the trombone. You know what I'm talking about, right? One day, Miss Bridges was playing some music and modulating between the different notes. She was jamming, and suddenly she came to a stop. I said in my head, of course I didn't say this out loud, something must be wrong. She must not really know how to read this music. Because if you ask me, it looks like a foreign language on the page. There must be something wrong with her ability to process the composition. Something must be wrong in this particular page of history. Now, I know y'all are smart because we're here at Northwestern and y'all are wondering what's the third thing that I learned, right? There's the treble clef for the high pitches and instruments, and then there's the bass clef for the lower voices and instruments, and then there was the rest note. Now, the rest note denotes an interval of silence in a given piece of music. In the midst of the music, when the scale of society is both treble and troubled at its highest pitch, when the base of our bodies have become a site of brutality, the rest note becomes a signal for us to find silence among the music. You know, that's my message for tonight. I mean, that's really it. We can leave, but since y'all are Northwestern students, I know y'all like to take notes. And for those of you who are taking notes right now, the question I'd like to deal with tonight is how can you rest at a time like this? How can you rest at a time like this? It was the freedom fighter Frances Ellen Watkins Harper who in 1895 scribed the words, "Our world so worn and weary needs music pure and strong to hush the jangling discords of sorrow, pain, and wrong. Music to soothe all its sorrow till war and crime shall cease." War, crime, wrong. Is that not the melody of modern day? The question is, how can we rest at a time like this when violence has become the very vibration passing through this nation? Sleep deprivation, xenophobia, book banning, human trafficking, environmental racism. How can we rest at a time when artificial intelligence is infiltrating our conversations and inflation is inciting desperation among the disadvantaged? You know, violence is a signal of distress. Robbery is simply a signal of poverty and greed. Colonizers enslave abundance because of their scarcity. That's why workers are striking and making their plea for enhanced conditions, because the system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. That's why calamity seems to be so continuous. I'm speaking on behalf of the unnamed and unidentified folks who continue to suffer in the corners of the world where the news refuses to cover. The ground is shifting. There's a violent vibration spreading through the land. The most destructive of them all is the relentless battle for our bodies and war over our well-being. What is of chief concern tonight is not these violent vibrations, but our response. Everyone wants to know, what can we do about violence in America? And how can we prevent it? It starts with you. Don't you know the effects of violence and traumatic events can compound based on how we respond? All right, it's gonna get a little quiet in here. Generational trauma. An article on key ingredients for successful trauma-informed care, and it says that no easy answers exist on how to address generational trauma, but healing from generational trauma may include: first, accepting the trauma, its effects, and how you may treat it. 2, pinpointing signs and symptoms that may relate to the trauma. And 3, resisting environments that worsen the effects of the trauma. Now, we are all culprits of lack of care, much of which has been caused by corporate inconsideration and the infection of capitalistic conceptions, but there remains in our response a disregard for rest as a reliable source of refuge. Yet, I wonder how we can expect someone else to give us what we don't give ourselves. For too long, we have blamed our circumstances when in actuality, we should be more agitated by our lack of boundaries. So how can we rest at a time like this? I'm here for the honest people. I know some of y'all have already shut me out. They're like, this dude's talking about rest, I don't want to hear it. But I'm here for the folks who are tired. Is anybody tired in here? You're just tired of the stress of school. You just started back and it's already getting to you. Stuff going on in the world. Your pockets is low. You're just tired. Anybody tired? Raise your hand if you're tired. All right, thank you. I'm glad we got some honest folk in here. You're tired, but you're still trying. So for those of us who are still trying, one of the things we must do is recognize how rest is woven into the fabric of all creation. Rest is woven into the fabric of all creation. That means rest is requisite. If the sun and the moon have shifts, what makes you think you don't gotta rest? Can I give you a little Bible?
Yes.
All right, Genesis chapter 2, verses 2 and 3. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, what did he do? He rested from all his work. Verse 3, then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. So the work is not complete until he rested. The word Sabbath means rest. The fourth commandment says, remember the Sabbath, keep it holy, the Sabbath day, the rest day. It is kept holy by resting from creating, resting from the job, resting from the rhythms of injustice. Okay, some of y'all are having a hard time right now because you're like, commanded. I don't like being commanded to do nothing, right? Yet we defer to deadlines, timelines, and everything else, landlords, but not the Creator. Commandments are not something you have to listen to. Commandments were created to be a source of guidance, letting you know what the Creator intended. Okay, I'm not coming through for some of y'all. Anyone ever purchased an appliance or game, anything that comes in a box, right? You get the new box and there's always a sheet of paper placed right on top, as if to say, read me. But if you're anything like me, you just want to get straight to the good stuff, right? You want to get to the product, you want to get to what you bought, and you want the job, you want to get to the A, you want to just get right to the thing. But achievement is not bad, I'm not saying that, but many of us fail to understand the process and protocol in which we're supposed to be operating. Until you understand the origins and operational intent of rest, you will not reap the optimal benefits. I'm going to say that again. Until you understand the origins and operational intent of rest, you will not reap the optimal benefits. Okay. Brothers, I may need a security escort on the way out because I'm already in somebody's business and they're going to come for me after this. But let's keep moving. So there's a divine designation to rest, meaning rest is requisite, right? We got that. Next thing, if you want to know how to rest, say no. Anybody got a hard time saying no? Just say no. Saying no for some may mean not right now, and for others saying no may mean not ever. You just need to tell some people no. I can't do that. Saying no to one thing is saying yes to another. Choosing you is saying that I have such a sincere level of care for the broader movement that if I do not thrive in this season with the right spirit, my ability to transform and transcend any given task is at risk. Can I keep going?
Yes.
The next thing you gotta do is dream. Because dreaming is a form of recovery and redirection. The revolution will not be televised. It will be realized in your dreams. Let me prove it. Harriet Tubman, Sister Harriet. We know Sister Harriet. As an enslaved child, Harriet Tubman suffered a severe head injury when an overseer threw a lead weight at her head, and as a result, through the injury she sustained, she suffered debilitating seizures and other painful conditions. Harriet Tubman, after suffering this head injury, reported having vivid dreams and powerful visions that she believed were revelations from God, urging her to follow his teachings and do his will by freeing the enslaved. If it had not been for Harriet's dreams, a lot of people wouldn't be free. If it hadn't been for an Alpha Mu, some people wouldn't have the resources needed to sustain their college career. Are y'all hearing me? Some of y'all have been discouraged in your academic journey, and you're going through life trying to find which way to go and you don't know what's going on, but you just simply need to begin to dream again. When you dream, you will get the direction you need. Not only will you get the direction you need, God will give it to you so that you can lead. I'm going to say that again. Not only will you get the direction that you need, but God will give it to you so that you can lead. Okay, I think y'all following me. Trisha Hersey founder of the NAP ministry, author of the book Rest is Resistance, said our dream space is a sacred portal for imagining. She says, to my ancestors, your labor and the theft of your body will not be in vain. I will rest for you. I will recapture the dream space you lost. We will be resurrected there together. We need to bring back daydreaming. Don't just look at the bad, look at the good. Gratitude is a good medicine. Search for the strength to love in every situation. More therapy, more naps, more care. Close your eyes. Catch your breath. Get in tune with yourself. Read the rest note in the words of the poignant poet Joy Harjo. When I fail to trust my deepest knowing, then I suffer. It's time to connect with our inner knowing and truth. Get in tune with yourself is to say, what pictures are being painted inside of me? What pictures are being painted around me? When you are in tune with yourself, you no longer make other people's urgency your emergency. When you are in tune with yourself, other people's urgency does not become your emergency. It was Carl Jung, the founder of analytical psychology, who said, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. It's time for your awakening. Proper rest can turn the violence into vibrance. Where there once was hurt, there can be healing. Where there once was a gap, there can be a garden. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete, proving nature's law is wrong? It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else cared. I'm telling y'all, Tupac was talking about transformation. That's all I gotta say. So when you go home tonight, find your quiet place. When you go home tonight and you find yourself in the middle of the mayhem, find the rest note. Just rest. Rest on the fact that not only do you know somebody, but you are somebody. You are wired for wonder, created to conceive. That's why eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, nor has it entered into the heart of a man the things which God has prepared for those who love him. How can you rest at a time like this?
Thank you for the beautiful piece, Bro Mentor. I would like to raise it up for him again one more time, please. Thank you all for attending our 41st annual scholarship ball.